Welcome to exclusive patron-only content.
In this episode, we dig into the seedy underbelly of the New York punk scene at its peak and inspect one of the bands that wasn't Blondie, Talking Heads, or Ramones.
We need to discuss your definition of punk rock.
We need to discuss your understanding of how SEOs work.
In 1977, Jersey boys Glenn Danzig and Jerry Caiafa formed a band that would create and define its own genre, horror punk.
They're spooky and they're punky, nefarious, not funky. They're all together spunky, they're the Misfits family.
And so Misfits was born.
You might not know the band, but you know their t-shirts.
Danzig named the band after the Marilyn Monroe movie and felt the title best suited the band members' social status.
Can't we call ourselves the really, really cool guys?
No, we're Misfits.
You can also call them the Misfits if you prefer. Up until their third single, The was very prominent on their merchandising.
We're so punk rock, we don't care about the definite article.
A month after forming, Misfits played their first gig at New York's legendary CBGB's.
Hi. We're the really, really cool guys.
No, we're Misfits.
A month after playing their first gig, they recorded their first single and released it on Danzig's own label.
This is exactly the kind of drive, determination, and self-belief you get when the whole band is on steroids.
That label of Danzig's was called Blank Records. Pin in that for later.
Ow! Why am I always the one who gets the pin?
On that very first single, Jerry's last name was misspelled, probably having a lifetime behind him of people misspelling his last name, Jerry suggested.
Next time, just put Jerry only.
Okay, cool.
What do you mean, okay, cool? You agreed to that too fast.
From then on, Jerry was credited as Jerry Only, as in his last name was written as Only. He has been known as Jerry Only ever since.
I did exactly what you said, man.
Now remember that pen?
Ow! God damn it! Pulling it out hurt more somehow.
Mercury Records started a subsidiary label with the intention of releasing American punk bands.
If we sign punk bands, I'll get laid by women in black turtlenecks who perform spoken word in the village.
Are you sure?
I have one word for you. The Velvet Underground.
Are they punk?
That's what a woman in a black turtleneck told me.
They did this under the banner of Blank Records. And when it was too late, they then discovered Danzig's label already existed and was already doing the same thing.
Life before the internet.
So in exchange for the name Blank Records, Mercury Records offered Danzig 30 hours of recording time and a promise to listen to the demo.
And who knows, guys, maybe we'll even sign you.
Really?
I mean, anything's possible. Is there a chance signing you guys will get me laid by women who wear black turtlenecks and perform spoken word in the village?
I doubt it.
So you see my problem.
Mercury's Blank Records did not take Misfits on at the time, but they did release the very artsy Peer Ubu.
I only wear black turtlenecks, and when I'm not performing spoken word in the village, I listen to Peer Ubu.
Satan.
And Suicide Commandos, who I've heard are legends in Minneapolis, so, that's something.
Is it though?
Mercury's Blank Records folded after just those two releases.
Why didn't we sign that Misfits band?
I don't like men with too many muscles.
I didn't make him for you. He carries the Charles Atlas seal of approval.
So in 1978, Misfits used the amount of time Metallica spent in the studio tuning their guitars to record 17 songs.
All right, you Poindexters, let's get this right. 1, hey, kids, I'm talking crusty. 2, hey, here comes Slideshow Mel. Again, here comes Sideshow Mel. 3, woohoo, ha, bada, bing. I'm done. Learn from a professional, kid.
These songs were intended for an album to be titled Static Age, but due to no label interest at the time, Static Age would not be released until 3 albums later, in 1997.
Usually when a band releases an album, I say, I like their old stuff better than their new stuff. That's my thing.
What do I do when the fourth album the band released is the first album they recorded? Ah!
But back in 1978, with no recognition from the gatekeepers, Danzig did what Danzig does. He released the Bullet single featuring 4 songs from that 30-hour session on his newly named Plan 9 Records.
Wasn't your label called Blank?
Yeah, I sold the name to a major label who are going to use their many years of experience in the rock scene and youth culture to sell punk records to the kids.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be very successful with the bands they will inevitably choose.
You almost kept a straight face at the end there.
I should have picked a less harsh voice. So I like this one, though.
Misfits did what Misfits do. They played shows and invented a new hairstyle known as the devilock, which can be best described as a reverse mullet.
No, Dad. That's what your devilock looks like.
Rude. People have been glass for comments like that.
That's a call forward. I am learning podcast jargon.
During this formative period, Misfits began to lean hard into their fascination with horror movies and comic books, ultimately leading to what would become their signature horror punk style in both look and lyrical content.
It's music for muscle-bound nerds. It's a narrow market.
In December that year, the band sprayed the crowd with Kool-Aid in tribute to the recent Jonestown massacre.
You know, it was actually Flavor Aid at Jonestown, not cool. I'll show myself out.
In early 1979, Jerry partied the night away with Sex Pistol Sid Vicious, waking the very next morning to reports of Sid's death.
How's the hangover, Jerry?
OMG. I want to die. I wonder how Sid's feeling.
Yeah, about that.
While Sid's mother, Anne, was in New York dealing with the aftermath of her son's death, she attended the recording session for the next Misfits release, Horror Business.
What did you think of that one, Mrs. Beverly?
You sounded just like my boy.
Oh, really? We better record it again.
This single would be the first to feature the skull image you have definitely seen on a million t-shirts.
I only wear Misfits t-shirts.
You know, it's not a clothing label, it's a band.
Ew, bands are gross.
The skull was stolen from a poster for 1946's The Crimson Ghost, a 12-part film serial.
Crimson Ghost is like Che Guevara. Millions of kids wear it as t-shirt with no idea why.
And Danzig did what Danzig does. He ran the band's fan club, he screen printed all the t-shirts, he loaded all of the vinyl records in the sleeves, he mailed those records out, he mailed out the merch, and all of this from his own apartment, the address of which was on all of their merch.
I like stalkers.
In March 1979, Misfits got themselves banned for life from the very important New York punk scene club, Max's Kansas City. Guitarist at the time, Bobby Steele, was arrested for glassing an audience member.
He said my devilock looked like a reverse mullet.
Call forward completed.
Learn from a professional kid.
In June, they opened for the British band The Damned. Jerry spoke with lead singer Dave Vanian about Misfits joining The Damned on the UK leg of their tour. Pinning that for later.
Nope. Fuck off.
In July, Bobby Steele threw up on John Lennon outside the Mud Club.
Not the worst thing that will happen to Lennon on a New York street.
That's a warning.
Oh, what? Too soon?
Too soon.
In August, Danzig and Jerry were arrested, throwing bottles out of the 5th floor window at the infamous Hotel Chelsea.
Not the worst thing to happen at the Hotel Chelsea. Just ask Nancy's... you know what? I can see the line.
Time to remove that second pin.
Just get it over with. Ow.
In November 1979, Misfits arrived in the UK on the doorstep of Dave Vanian, ready to join The Damned on tour.
Who are you again?
No one in The Damned knew Misfits were joining the tour. The ever-polite Englishmen made room for Misfits at the last minute.
No, it's not a gigantic inconvenience at all. It's bigger than gigantic.
But on only the second night, our muscle-bound American heroes quit the tour, complaining of inadequate money and bad equipment.
We can't work under these conditions. We are artistes. Good day, sir.
We didn't want you here anyway.
I said good day.
Our Jersey boys decided to not waste the trip and see the sights of Old Blighty. Jerry went and caught up with Sid Vicious's mum.
I'll put the kettle on.
Danzig and Steele realised they hadn't been arrested for months, so they allegedly got into a street brawl with some skinheads and spent 2 nights in Brixton lockup.
Is that really what happened?
Neo-Nazi skinheads, bald old-age pensioners, who can really say?
This entire English debacle had been financed on Jerry's dad's credit card.
Have you seen your credit card statement, darling?
Jerry!
It's got to be so close enough to Jerry, but not Jerry.
Over the next couple of years, the band self-released more singles and EPs until 1981, when Slash Magazine offered to release an album on their label, Slash Records.
It's vertical integration, baby. The future of business, magazines, and records. We'll be in business forever.
So in March 1982, their first full-length studio album, Walk Among Us, was released. It was well-reviewed by Slash Magazine.
This is the best album my boss ever released.
While touring nationally to promote the album, guitarist at the time Doyle broke his guitar over the head of a rowdy audience member in San Francisco, causing a riot that closed the show.
He said my devilock looked like a reverse mullet. 3 days later.
According to eyewitness Henry Rollins, Misfits were doing a sound check at LA's Whiskey A Go-Go when one Vince Neil walked into the bar.
Dude looks like a lady! Yeah, like me! This is not aged well! I'll show myself out!
The Jersey punks did not like what they saw one little bit and let him know. Allegedly, according to Rollins, Vince turned and ran for his life.
Later, bitches.
2 days after scaring poor little Vince Neil, Danzig and drummer at the time Arthur Googie got into a fight at a McDonald's when Googie wanted a second cheeseburger.
What do I always tell you, Googie? A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
Googie quit the band.
Good day.
In New Orleans, the band were arrested and charged with grave robbing. As always, there are conflicting stories, but it does seem they had indeed been trying to steal a skull from an above-ground crypt.
What can I say? I steal skulls, it's kind of my thing.
And while they were actually in the wrong cemetery, it has been reported the skull they wanted was that of voodoo queen of New Orleans, Marie Laveau.
Oh, they were looking for a particular skull. Oh, well, that makes the whole story so much less gross.
Misfits missed getting their skull and also missed the New Orleans court date, skipping bail and driving to Florida for their next show.
Florida. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Now, over the previous 6 years, the band had stamped their mark on Halloween. They were the horror punk band. One of their most popular singles was the song Halloween. The B-side to Halloween was a song called Halloween 2.
If too much Halloween isn't enough Halloween for you, try Misfits. They contain human skulls.
Misfits felt so strongly about their ownership of Halloween that when Dead Kennedys released a song called Halloween on Halloween in 1982, Danzig had this to say to Forced Exposure magazine.
Jello Biafra is an asshole.
Many would agree.
Biafra claimed he had written his song before Misfits released theirs, to which the
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Danzig replied,
That's like us releasing a record called Holiday in Cambodia and saying, oh, we had this written a long time ago. Or if we release a song called California Uba Ales and saying, who are the Dead Kennedys? Never heard of them. It's just stupid and lame.
I think Prince wrote a song about this whole situation.
This is what it sounds like when the punks fight.
So anyway, Halloween is significant to Misfits, and every year they would perform a special Halloween concert. Halloween 1983 in Detroit
Rock City!
Please don't.
would be a little more special than all the others.
In a nutshell.
Leading up to the show, they had only just replaced former Black Flag drummer Robbo with former Verbal Abuse drummer Brian Damage.
Oh, we never even got to meet Robbo. I hope we get to know Brian.
Jerry and his brother / guitarist at the time, I mean, he's always his brother, but he was a guitarist in the band at the time, Doyle, were working many hours overtime at their dad's business to get the money together for an upcoming German tour. Because of this, the band had not practiced together.
It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Between soundcheck and his first show with the band, Brian got too drunk to funk. Sorry, Dead Kennedys on the Brian. I mean, Brian got too drunk to play the drums, and this was the last straw for Danzig. He announced on stage this was the band's
last show ever.
And for the next 33 years, he was right.
He was done with punks.
On the 11-hour drive back to New York from Detroit,
Rock City!
Seriously, I said don't.
Danzig did not speak to Jerry or Doyle and wouldn't for another 33 years.
He was really over punks.
2 weeks after the breakup, Danzig still released their second album, Earth AD/Wolf's Blood.
I already packed the vinyl into the sleeves. Do you have any idea how long that takes?
Danzig's Plan 9 Records got a distribution deal with major label Caroline Records. So over the next decade, Danzig released 3 Misfits compilation albums of remixed and previously unreleased material.
The best thing that ever happened to the Misfits' career was breaking up.
To say the band went their own separate ways would be an understatement. Danzig launched into the satanic rock we all know and love him for today.
Satan.
Worship Satan, of course.
While Jerry and Doyle formed the Christian metal band Christ the Conqueror. I guess they thought it might help them come Judgment Day?
Weren't you guys in a band with Danzig?
Yeah, but we also started a Christian metal band.
So you did a nothing then?
Yeah, we did a nothing.
Christ the Conqueror did eventually release an EP but never performed their Christian heavy metal live.
What a shame, said no one ever.
In 1987, Metallica released covers of the Misfits songs Last Caress and Green Hell, and the whole world found out about Misfits. I can think of at least one 15-year-old Kiwi metalhead who needed to know all he could about them the second he heard,
I got something to say, yeah. I killed your baby today. Wow.
Following that, a whole crop of 90s metal, punk and grunge bands were covering Misfits. There is an entire Wikipedia page dedicated just to Misfits covers. Anyone who's anyone was covering Misfits, from the Lemonheads to Guns N' Roses.
Everyone was playing Misfits songs, except for Misfits.
It's not fair, I'm a misfit.
This sudden surge in international recognition was very good for Danzig's bank account.
Churchy.
And the dozens of Christian metal fans around the world would have to go without as Jerry and Doyle entered into a decade-long battle with Danzig for the right to perform in the band Danzig formed and play the songs Danzig wrote.
This is all mine now. Get your own.
After a settlement in 1996, Jerry told Metal Maniacs,
We are the exclusive owners of the name on a performing level. We share the joint rights to the name with Glenn for merchandising.
So they really just worked for Danzig then?
Jerry and Doyle then started touring and releasing music as the Misfits.
So like all Christian metal, Christ the Conqueror was just forgotten about. What a shame, said no one ever.
This new incantation of Misfits released 4 albums, and as mentioned earlier, the previously unreleased Static Age was put out by Caroline.
Churchy.
But Misfits sans Danzig never reached the heights that Danzig by himself attained.
I can't imagine why a band missing one of the greatest singer-songwriters ever was not as successful as one of the greatest singer-songwriters ever. Perhaps it will simply be one of life's many perplexing mysteries.
In 2010, Jerry said,
We do have a lot of influence on people, and I won't, for profit or for fame, jeopardize the safety of my fans to make money and to promote something that I don't think is right for them. Glenn got into the whole satanic outlook, and I wouldn't throw that on my kids, and I won't do that. If Glenn wants to go to church and repent, I guess we're good to go.
Well, I might not agree with Jerry, but it is refreshing to hear a Christian who won't abandon their morals for profit or for fame.
Cue morals being comically abandoned.
In 2016, it was announced,
We're getting the bands back together.
Called it.
Danzig, Jerry, and Doyle, along with Murder Dolls guitarist AC Slade and the legendary
Hi, I'm Dave, a double kick-ass drummer.
Dave Lombardo from Slayer, reformed Misfits, and they've been playing a couple of big reunion shows every year since 2016. But what happened to...
If Glenn wants to go to church and repent, I guess we're good to go.
So did Danzig go to church then? No. Wow. These Christians and their morals, they are quite a thing, aren't they?
I want to be rich.
I wanna pay Donald Trump to be my bitch. I wanna be so obscenely wealthy, someone's gotta be rich, so why not me?
This is where we must leave our muscular men of mayhem. This was meant to be a brief background segment of the episode about Danzig's debut solo album. That's where the Satan stuff is, but these Herculean punks just had too many funny stories, goddammit.
Punks are funny.
What can we take away with our time in the hardcore punk world of Misfits? Be careful what you ask for when dealing with the devil.
Next time, just put Jerry only.
And that's why Satan is my superhero.
We hope you enjoyed this exclusive content. Thank you for your support. You are my superhero.
Mercury Records had started a subsidiary.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be very successful.
At the infamous Halsey Hotel.
Kinda sounds like Steve.
Fascination with horror styles.
I wanna be cool. I wanna be cool.
These punks can hold a grudge.